y'all, welcome to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. I'm very happy to be here with you guys today. This is just a very general pick a card reading, messages from Spirit. This was requested by one of my subscribers, so thank you for that. And if you have an idea about what kind of pick a card reading you'd like to see, go ahead and put that in the comments down below, and I will work on that for next time or the next couple of times. I do 2 pick a card readings each week, so I'm open to suggestions for what to do the readings about. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and subscribe. There should be like a red subscribe underneath over there somewhere, and you can just hit that. You'll be subscribed to the channel, and then if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up if you like it. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel and it helps me know if I'm on the right track with my readings. If you know somebody that might be interested in this particular video or in any of my videos, please feel free to pass it along to them. So I don't know how you guys are feeling in the first part of 2021. It's still January, although it's at the end of January. I feel fantastic. I can tell the planets have shifted. Things have shifted. We are now moving forward, and I can just tell in the energies around me. My birthday is in a couple of days, so happy birthday to me, if I can say that, if that's not vain or whatever. But anyway, I do like my birthday time, and I think everybody does, because you're kind of coming back into alignment with the stars are kind of aligning in your little area of at least the sun sign, right? So it's usually a good time for you to take stock and figure out what you want to do with your next year, whatever that next year should be. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down so you can choose the pile that you think is going to contain the messages for you from Spirit. And like I said, I do have 4 piles down here. For those of you who do not know the drill, I'm sure a lot of you do, but if you do not know the drill, there are stones on top of the piles. Some people choose based on the stone, some people choose based on just the number, and some people just choose intuitively, however that ends up being for them. Sometimes if you close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and then you open your eyes, whichever pile you're drawn to is going to be the one for you. But you can't get it wrong. However you choose is the right way for you. And again, remember, this is a timeless pick a card reading, so whenever you find it, it's the right time for you, and these messages are for you. Welcome back, you guys. These are going to be your options for this week's pick a card reading, messages from Spirit. I do want to remind everybody that I offer personal readings. If you're interested in one, you can find out how to contact me at sandytoetarot.com. Go to the experience page, and there will be a way to contact me there. Personal readings are of course, generally very much better because they are personal to you. But I know not everybody is interested in that, so we'll continue to do these collective readings on YouTube. Okay, so these are the options that you have available for this week's message. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. On pile 1, an Amazonite. On pile 2, a rose quartz. On pile 3, Verdite quartz, and on pile 4, a Sea Opal or Opalite, whatever you want to call it. All right, so those are your options. Go ahead and choose the pile that's speaking to you, or the one that's drawing you in the most, or the one that you like the stone the best. However you choose is the right way for you. Make your choice, and I will see you at your reading. Okay, my friends, if you chose pile 1 with an Amazonite on it, these are going to be your messages for this week's pick a card reading. And this is just general messages from Spirit. So I will pull out the tarot first to see what kind of message we got. Sorry about that, already an interruption. So you got the Page of Swords, the King of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the 6 of Cups. Just for further clarification, I got a couple of other Druid Craft Tarot just to see if we can figure out, you know, easier to figure out what the message is. You got the Three of Pentacles, and you got the Seven of Cups. So I think the message from Spirit for you guys is hang tight. Some clarity is coming in for you. And I think it comes after a time of not being able to see clearly what direction you wanted to go in and what you wanted to do. The Seven of Cups is kind of pie in the sky. It's having so many options available to you that you can't make a decision. You can see all possibilities, and there are a tremendous amount of possibilities. But for whatever reason, you've had trouble picking one. And so the Spirit wants you to know that the clarity is coming in. The Page of Swords talks about clarity, and so does this Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is something that's coming in. That's always movement. So what's coming in for you guys is very swift energy, very swift change that's coming from, if you notice, he has the Sword of Clarity here. He has the Sword of Clarity here too. So you are getting a clarity of thought on what it is that you want to do, what you want to pursue. Minor Arcana for Taurus, if that means anything to you. Pages are things that are coming into your life, and this Knight is fast-moving energy that's coming into your life. Pages can be messengers, right? So this could be some kind of communication that's coming to you, particularly electronic communication when you're talking about the swords. So something's happening. Hang tight. That will provide you with some clarity on which direction you need to go in. And so what will happen is you will be able to choose at that point. And that's kind of the message of this card. You've got to make a decision. Make a decision and run with it. You got to make a choice. You can't have it all. You can have it all, but you can't have your thoughts scattered so much, your ideals scattered so much, your passions scattered so much. You know what I mean? You can't have it all at the same time. So here's what's cool. Once this information comes to you, it gives you a tremendous amount of clarity of thought. For some of you, it's kind of some kind of business adventure. Oh, I'm sorry, not adventure, but business venture, which can be an adventure. But it becomes really profitable, whatever this is, whatever you decide to do. There is kind of a message here that, look, he's working really hard on his pentacles here. He's working real hard on his business idea. But there is a message here, kind of keep it to yourself, or keep it to those few trusted advisors that will be able to help you on your path. Because the warning is, if you tell too many people, it might not work out. Like someone might steal your idea or whatever. But you just want to keep it to yourself, or keep it to just those few people that you trust. Okay, so for some of you, it's business. This confusion around choices and stuff. For some of you, the confusion is around love. Like you have too many options, or you're confused by the options that you have. On the one hand, you have this gentleman who is older, very good at relating, kind of a PR person a lot of times. because they're good at relationships. They know how to build relationships. They know how to network. They understand people's feelings and their emotions and how those things drive people's decisions, drive what they do. So that's why they're good at relationships and good at relating to people. This is a good kind of a manager, a good kind of human resources manager, because they understand what motivates people and they're able to give people what they want to be motivated in their jobs. Could also be a Cancer. This is a minor arcana card for Cancer. And then you have with that the Six of Cups, which is a card of childhood. It's a card of nostalgia. It's a card of someone from the past, a lot of times, coming back into your life to offer you something in the way of relationship. Did I have those that way? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking right here. For those of you that is not a business, that this confusion and this clarity that you're getting is not about a business and which direction you should take a business or which business you should take up. If it is about a relationship, you're torn, it looks like to me, between someone from your past who has come to offer you something in the way of relationship. This is an older person, more mature person, stable, good at relationships, good at relating, or a rash young person, which this often reads someone that's young and rash, very intellectual, very smart, book smart, very, yeah. Again, minor arcana for Taurus, so might have those kind of characteristics, but just not as mature. However, still a very interesting character, but maybe just a little bit rash. So it looks like to me, that's the confusion. Like there's a decision between these two people, and your message from Spirit is, hang on, some information's coming in that will help you make this decision. Let's see if I can get a win on this information. So tell me, can I get a win on this Knight of Swords here? Win. Knight of Swords, Knight of Swords. When are you going to get this information? Knight of Swords information. Okay, so you got the 2. Again, weighing up these two options here. So that's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months is when you're going to get the information that you need to make the decision on these two people. I would say 2 months is too far out for this particular reading. So it's probably 2 days or 2 months. Some information comes in, maybe through email or something, and it makes you it helps you make the choice. Okay, so for the Angels and Ancestors card, I asked, what final words of wisdom do you have for pile 1? And you got Hunter, track down your fears and desires. For the Sacred Traveler card, I asked, what does pile 1 need to do, if anything? What action do they need to take? And you got Breaking Trail, a breakthrough is at hand. Again, goes back to this. This one does. Something's, this confusion is going away. You're going to have a breakthrough. Something comes in to help you with this decision. 2 days, 2 weeks. I think it has to do with a communication for a lot of you. There's some kind of communication that's going to come in that's going to help you with the decision. Now, this Hunter, I love this card because it says track down your fears and your desires. So the message of the card is, by tracking down your fears, you find out what your desires are. You find out what you really want. So that's kind of a cool thing to know about fears. For instance, in this particular situation, you're afraid of let's just look at these two people. What are you afraid of when it comes to these two people? With this guy, what are you afraid of? If you are afraid of getting stuck with someone that is so rash, that seems to be a little hot-headed, then that tells you what you really desire is someone who is mature, thinks before they act. So maybe this is what you really want. By finding out what it is you're afraid of, then you find out what it is that you really, really want. I will say this about, this is kind of a little bit of advice. If you are having trouble figuring out what it is you really want or what it is you're afraid of, go back here. There's something in your past that tells you what you really want in a relationship. Maybe it's a childhood crush that you had, or maybe it's a childhood desire that you had. If you go back to your past and take a look, I think you'll find out what it is. What kind of person did you want? Did you want someone that had a lot of heart, or did you want someone that was really smart? You know? That kind of rhymed, and that's, I don't know why. It was not on purpose. Someone that's really intelligent. So if they're really intelligent, they're really good with the conversation, and, you know, because I'm an air sign, I understand that. I like the conversation. I want to talk to people. I want to share ideas with people. That is really cool. For me, that's not cool for everybody, but, you know, I would want that in a relationship. Some people want the coziness, the comforts of home, the feeling of love, the affection. Some people want that. So to figure out what it is you want, first of all, there might be some communication that comes in that helps you clarify the situation. And then if you're still having trouble, go back in your childhood, and there will be some clues there as to what it is that you really want. This also applies to this. It also applies to this if it is a work situation or some kind of business that you want to start, or whatever it is that you want to do. Go back to your childhood and you'll be able to figure out what it was that you wanted at that time. This is a craftsman here, by the way. This kind of a three. Threes are the number of creativity. This might be some kind of creative endeavor that is also a money-making venture. Okay, so that's all I have for pile 1. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2 for your messages from Spirit this week, pile 2 had the rose quartz on it. So if you chose pile 2, these are going to be your messages. Let's start out with the tarot here. I'm just going to get the general message from Spirit, and then we'll look into the oracle cards. You got the King of Pentacles, the Fool card, and the Hierophant. Just for further clarification on the message, I got a couple of Druid Craft Tarot. You got, oh my goodness, the King of Pentacles again, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so what Spirit wants you to know is you guys have a new beginning coming in the material realm. Got the King of Pentacles twice. So what this king is a very practical king. A lot of abundance around this guy, and he's generally read as an older gentleman, but he's people kind of go to him for advice. He's the financial advisor. He's the banker. And if you're not talking about actual money, he's just a down-to-earth kind of person. He's not real, you know, adventurous or flaky or whatever. He's just a very earthy, down-to-earth kind of person. And when you're talking about a King of Pentacles, you're talking about being at, that's being at the highest level of the suit when you're talking about the king. So this is not necessarily a man, could be a man. But it's not necessarily a man. It is a person who has reached the top of their game when it comes to material things. They know how to make good investments. They generally have a solid foundation about them. They have a house to live in. They generally know how to make money. Like they just have it's like the Midas touch, right? Everything they touch turns to gold. I'm just interested. I'm just looking at that fire behind this King of Pentacles here. What is that about? You are on fire financially. That's what it means to me. You guys are on fire. The Ace of Pentacles. Aces are always new beginnings. This is a new beginning in finances. It's a new beginning in something material. Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe you are... oh my gosh. What's the bear market? What does the bear market mean? Are some of you guys playing the stock market? I don't know. I don't know what it is. What I do know is that a bad market, the bear, and the bull market's good? I think the bear market's bad. You guys are coming out of this. I should not be talking about the stock market because I'm the worst. I am not this, okay? I'm not the King of Pentacles. But you're coming out of this. This card also represents the winter solstice. So I feel like you're beginning a new phase in your financial future. I think it comes in the spring. Okay, so this is interesting. In the Rider-Waite deck, for me, the Ace of Pentacles is the springtime. In this particular deck, that represents the winter solstice. This bear is going into hibernation. So, while you are getting a new beginning in the financial realm, it feels like it's in the wintertime thing. We're in the wintertime now when I'm filming this. Whenever you're watching this, it will be in the wintertime, whenever that is for you. Okay, so here's the thing. For some of you, it requires taking a leap of faith. This may be some kind of investment. It may be a risky investment that you have to take a leap of faith on. But you are being asked to do it. It's that leap of faith that brings you this. If you notice, this guy's looking this way, right? That leap of faith brings you this. This is over here on the outside by itself. This Hierophant, which represents the traditional approach. In religion, it's orthodoxy. It's Orthodox religion. It's an advisor, I will say that. Sometimes it's a spiritual advisor. To me, with this reading, it feels like a financial advisor. And this guy's over here, and this guy's looking away. This tells me that your financial advisor, this is saying don't take the advice of your financial advisor. I don't know why. Don't take the tried and true approach in this particular instance, because that leap of faith that is outside the traditional is going to get you the pinnacles that you want. It's going to get you the money. It's going to get you the stability. It's going to get you the abundance. This is not just somebody that's stable. This is a rich king. This is Midas. So, for you guys, the message from Spirit is don't take the traditional approach. Take the risk. Okay, so for the Angels and Ancestors card, I got, another winter card. Take care of your needs, winter. Another winter. Verification that that is correct. This is happening right now. We are in the winter time. Or if you're not watching this as I'm filming it, if you're watching it in the summer or whatever, this is saying in the wintertime, this opportunity comes to you. To take this leap of faith here. And it takes care of your needs. This couldn't be any more clear. Oh, okay, this is nice. So, for the Sacred Traveler, I asked, is there anything that pile 2 needs to do? Is there any action that they need to take? And you got, in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Again, wintertime. See that? On a sleigh, it almost looks like Santa Claus, except it's a woman. On a sleigh traveling over the village, snow is falling. It is definitely in the wintertime again. Winter, winter, winter. Storing up, right? Storing up for wintertime, going into hibernation. Storing up for winter. I think it's an investment for you guys, for most of you guys. It's an investment. And the opportunity comes to you in the winter time. But it is a risky one. It's risky. Spirit is saying, take the risk. It will take care of your needs. It'll be smooth sailing. You're going to have to go against the conventional wisdom, though. Taurus energy, Gemini energy. The Pentacles are associated with earth signs, so that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, since you got that Taurus energy here. It could be an earth sign or Gemini. That might not have anything to do with earth signs at all, or signs at all. This is really about money. It's about an investment, and what Spirit is telling you is yes, go for it. It's a good investment. Your financial advisor might tell you it's not a smart investment, but it is. It's going to pay off. Okay, that's all I have for pile 2s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, you guys. If you chose pile 3, these are going to be your messages from Spirit. Pile 3 had the Verdite quartz on it. Let's just look at the tarot first to see what kind of messages, what kind of general messages we got here. You got the Chariot, Temperance, 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords, and 5 of Swords. For further clarification from the tarot, I got some Druid Craft Tarot, and you got the Princess of Swords and the Death card. Well, congratulations, you guys. You got a transformation here, and it looks like a transformation from balance is being restored in some kind of situation that was not very happy. So what you got here is the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is a card of conflict. It's a card of pretty nasty conflict. The message of the card is if you fight, you can win. Sometimes it's better to walk away from a fight. You got the Queen of Swords over here. Minor Arcana for Virgo for me, but it is also a just an older woman who is, well, okay, so you got the Queen and the Princess. So you got a younger woman here too and an older woman who are, the Queen of Swords is an intelligent person, uses logic to make decisions, has a great deal of clarity of thought. They don't suffer fools gladly. They just don't have time for it, you know, because they're so clear in their thinking. They don't want you to play games with them, that kind of thing. It's that kind of thing. So the Queen of Swords can also be considered a bitter woman. That's kind of the downside to the Queen of Swords, because she doesn't, she's maybe been burned too many times. She has kind of closed off her heart a little bit to love. Okay, so the Princess of Swords, well, let's think about this. In the regular Rider-Waite deck, this would be the Prince of Swords. And the Prince, I'm sorry, not the Prince, the Page. So the pages are messengers a lot of times. So the Princess of Swords could indicate that there is some message coming in that is going to provide some clarity of thought on this conflictual situation that's going on over here. Can also be a minor arcana for Taurus. So you got Virgo, Taurus, you got earth energy over here and some kind of negativity. And I know that a lot of people don't read these swords as earth energy, and I get that, but I was taught 25 years ago how to read the cards, so that's just the way I learned it, and that's the way I read them. I get what, anyway. Okay. Next to these, and I feel like this is important to this, I think this is family conflict. Ten of Cups is the card of a happy family. It is a card of a nuclear family, mom, dad, and kids. So I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about myself. Anytime I see the Five of Wands or the Five of Swords, they both spell conflict. The Five of Wands is not as tough conflict. The Five of Swords is tougher conflict. But to me, it's always conflict because I have 5 sisters. And I get all that, especially when I see this family card here, and the Queen, and the older and the younger, and to me, it just feels like there's some family conflict here, and I feel like it has to do with siblings, and it might have to do with sisters, one older, one younger. Okay, I'm just going to let that go. That's just kind of what I'm feeling there. All right. So, the message you got here, the Death card is a transformation. It is an ending of something. It is generally a pretty substantial ending. Notice the snake here. That's also transformation, like shedding your skin, shedding an old skin and moving on to something new. So to me, this feels like this is the end. This is the death of this conflict and a beginning of harmony. There's balance restored here. Harmony is coming back into this situation. Sagittarius, major arcana for Sagittarius, major arcana for Scorpio, major arcana for Cancer. There's a lot of people cards here. actually. So that's why, another reason I feel like it might be family. There's a lot of people energy in this reading. So, yes, there's going to be death to this conflict. There's going to be a transformation that comes from balancing opposing forces. This is a balancing act. This is a balancing act. You're yin and yang. So you're balancing these opposing forces, and by doing that, through your willpower, through your sheer willpower and determination, you're finding balance again. And this is, you know, this harmony is kind of cool. It's kind of a blending thing. So it can be, this would be more a harsh coming to terms with the situations. Like I gotta use my willpower and my strength and my determination to balance this. This is a little harsher. This is a little more blending. Like you sit down at the dinner table with your siblings and you come to an agreement. You put your differences aside, the yin and the yang, right? The differences, you put them aside. You come to the table, you blend this with this, and you find some common ground. This can also be the card of travel. A car, travel, a conveyance. So for some of you, it might be a trip that changes, that transforms this situation. A move, a trip. All right, so for the angels and ancestors, I just asked, what final words of wisdom do you have for pile 3? What advice can you provide? And you got warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Okay. For the sacred traveler, I asked, what should pile 3 do? What do they need to do, if anything? What action do they need to take? You got overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Okay, so this kind of changes this reading for me a little bit. Very rarely do you see in a reading that Spirit will tell you to fight, because it takes so much energy, and it keeps you in a negative energy for a long time. But there are the rare occasions, and this is one of those occasions where Spirit is telling you to fight. It's saying yep. Be strong, warrior. Be fearless and stand strong and overcome these obstacles. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to use this strength and determination and willpower to work through this situation. The good news is it is ending, and balance will be restored. But you're being asked not to give up the fight. You're in the right here. You're in the right. They're wrong. They're being nasty, actually. They're being pretty nasty. Let's see if we can get a win for this. When will this balance be restored? I want to see why that death card's here first. Why is this death card here? 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 One more for the death card. Okay, you guys, this is Sagittarius, this is Sagittarius, this is Aquarius. And this is Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is not going to be for everybody, but okay. For some of you, this is going to be about this family's quarrel here. Is about money. It is about knights are movement, right? And this is Pentacle, which is money, material things, houses, that kind of stuff. I wonder if for some of you guys, this is about a will. This is about somebody died and left you some money, and there's some squabbles in the family about the money. It's not going to be for everybody. And I just watched this. I just noticed this angel. There's the divine is watching out for this situation for you. That your angels are with you in this situation. Somebody up there is making sure that this works out in your favor. Stand strong. You are in the right. Be fearless and stand strong. You're in the right. You're going to be able to overcome all these obstacles. Not only by you just being strong and fighting for what is right, but by the angels. You're being guided. They're going to make sure this comes out right. Okay, let's talk about the people again. There's a lot of people here, you guys. This may be traveling to a funeral too. I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but I think it might be. Virgo, Taurus, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Cancer, and I think that's it. That's it for the people. Okay, so that is your message from Spirit, and it's not that pleasant of a message, but you know, and again, it's like I said, very rarely are you going to be asked to fight just to fight in general, because it's not good energy. But this is saying you fight for it because you are in the right, and be strong. It will work out in your favor. And it's not up to these people, these nasty people over here. It's up to Spirit. It's up to the divine. It's going to work out in your favor because God's going to take care of it. Don't you worry about that. Okay. My goodness. That's a little heavy. I wish I could leave you with something more. I mean, the positive news is you have the strength. You can overcome it. You can overcome any obstacle. You will be able to pull through this and get past this, and God is on your side. Right is on your side, and God is on your side. So you will be fine. It will work out in the end in your favor. Okay, until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, y'all. If you chose pile 4 for your pick a card reading, these are going to be your messages from Spirit, and pile 4 had the Sea Opal or Opalite on it. It's a really cool stone. All right, let's look at the tarot first to see just the general messages. You got the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Nine of Cups. Wowza. Just for further messages from tarot, I got a couple of Druid Craft Tarot. You got the High Priestess and the Moon card. Okay, these are very similar down here. The High Priestess is feminine spirituality. It's feminine intuition. It is a it's not a woman necessarily, but it is that woman of the old order. I guess you would have called her a witch or whatever back in the day, but she uses her intuition to tap into the divine. This is like a spiritual leader. This could be like a tarot reader. This could be like a psychic, something like along those natures. A witch, someone that who like conjures up things, who uses her book of spells and uses like earth medicine, herbal medicine. Could be a guru. Could be the medicine man from the Native American culture. That's what this is. It's a spiritual person, not a religious person. Okay. But the message of this card a lot of times is to tap into your intuition to make decisions. So you also got the Moon card here, which is also very similar. It's using your instincts, moving forward. Can't see what's going on because the sun is not out. There is a little bit of moonlight, but it's a very dimly lit path. You're walking down the path. There are wolves howling at the moon beside you like lunatics. There's crabs in the water that want to like bite you or whatever. So you just have to use your instincts to move forward. Again, trusting your intuition. It's a very similar message here. Now the message of this card is that you just keep doing that. You just keep moving forward, taking one step at a time, trusting your instincts to make the right decisions. And in the daylight, when the sun rises tomorrow, you will realize that you are on the right path. You are making the right decisions. You are using your instincts, and you're doing it very well to move forward. So that's what that card is saying. All right. So what do we have up here? The first card that we have here is the Hanged Man, which is what I call an adult timeout. It is either self-imposed, like you are taking a timeout, or it is imposed upon you. Something happens to make you suspend action. Nothing's moving forward. You are literally in suspended animation. Now, the reason for that is so that you can look at things from a different perspective. Again, sometimes it's imposed by the divine that says, okay, you need to stop what you're doing and look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes it's you. It's like, oh, I'm having trouble making a decision here. I really need to stop, take a time out, and look at things from different perspective. But if you notice down here, this bright light, the light shines eventually. And when that light shines, then you can get down from your tree that you're tied up to by one leg, and you can move forward. It's the light bulb moment. Okay, I think that light bulb moment is associated with this intuition here. Oh, this is the major arcana for Pisces, by the way. Very watery energy here. So let's talk about the water signs, which Pisces is a water sign. So they're real mysterious. They're very observant. They're really emotional. So what this looks like to me is you guys have taken a time out to go within to figure out, you know, what steps to take next. It's been a bit of a time out. Like maybe it's been a long time that you've spent doing this. But you've just been moving forward instinctively. Okay. Page of Wands. Minor Arcana for Sagittarius. Also a person, but pages can also be messengers. So a lot of times this is good news and vitality that is coming to you. So this tells me you're moving out of this hangman phase based on some information that you need. Some good news is coming to you. And this is the message from Spirit. This is what Spirit is telling you. You got some good news coming that moves you out of this, that moves you forward. You've done very well. Trust in your instincts and just moving forward a little bit at a time. But here comes some good news that starts the action again. Okay, so what's the action? That's a new relationship, you guys. That's a new partnership. It's a new relationship. To me, it looks like romance because you have this Knight of Cups here. Knights are movement, so it's always something that's coming in, and cups are emotions. So either what is coming in is a renewal in your relationship, something that causes it to reach a new place of communication and companionship, a better, more desired state of companionship. For some of you, it's a completely new relationship. You don't know this person. It's in the beginning stages of the relationship, but it is very promising. It's a you never know how it's going to turn out when you're talking about relationships, but this is a very promising one. And it has all the hallmarks of becoming a really, really good relationship, or a really good new beginning in a relationship that leads to this, the Knight of Cups. And this is wish fulfillment. It can mean, in a spread, it can mean now's a good time to put your wishes out there, because whatever it is that you wish for will come true. But in this spread, I feel like it means this new relationship, or new beginning in a relationship, or new partnership leads to complete emotional fulfillment. It is exactly what it is that you have wished for. Well, that's cool, isn't it? But it happens with the message. Okay, let's talk about people again just real quick. You got Pisces and Sagittarius. This can also be an adventure. It can be taking up a wand. Wands are creative ideas, new energy, new vitality. So kind of taking up one of those wands and going with it. You're moving forward. After this, after a little bit of, actually a lot of stagnation and not being able to see the way clear, you're moving forward now. Okay, for the angels and ancestors, I just asked the question, what final words of wisdom do you have for pile 4s? And you got Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. That's interesting. And for the Sacred Traveler, I asked the question, what, if anything, does pile 4 need to do? What action do they need to take? And you got a couple. You got Rainbow Blessings. Blessings are showering your life. And you got Surrendering to the Journey, release control. Okay. So this Medicine Guardian, I think being open to healing information just talks about this message here. It's healing your relationship, or it's healing your heart so that you can be open to this new relationship. To me, that is about heart healing. It's not about literal like surgery, kind of traditional Western medicine healing. It's not that kind of healing. To me, it's heart. And you can anticipate a healing in your relationship, or a healing in your emotional life that leads to a new relationship and wish fulfillment. So again, this is a huge blessing that is coming into your life. There's a rainbow back there, which always indicates, you know, after the rain, after this rain, hope is renewed again, and hope is renewed by this new love that's coming into you. And this last bit is just some good advice for some of you. Let's see, why would you be fighting this? Why would you be fighting this? Why would you be fighting this? I don't know why you would fight this gift. For some, maybe some of you don't. Okay, this is fair enough. Love is not for the faint of heart. It takes a little bit of bravery to love somebody and let somebody love you, because there's a vulnerability that is associated with this, right? It's hard for some people. It's hard to give up that control of their heart. Well, what this is saying is you're never going to find the love that you want until you surrender to it. Release control. Release the need to be in control. Surrender to the journey, because look how beautiful that journey is. That's the message for some of you. Surrender to the journey. Open yourself up to this love and let these blessings flow into your life. Yes, you've been on hold. You've been stagnant. Your heart's been stagnant. You haven't been able to see clearly about anything. You've just been giving it up to God because you didn't have a choice. You just had to give it up to God. Well, that's changing, but you have to release control and open yourself up to this. Yes, it will be beautiful. I promise. It's at least, to me, it leads to this. It leads to whatever your heart desires. But it is a risk. Love is always a risk, but it's worth taking. Okay, so that's all I have for my pile fours. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.